Hello, and today it's Shalom. Welcome to another Monoglossia challenge. This is Hebrew, beginner Hebrew. So, I will be once again taking a course that I'm going to review. I will first tell you quickly about my background knowledge of Hebrew. It is really beginner's knowledge, bits and pieces, all self-learned. I know some words. I know the letters more or less. I know how to read more or less, but I'm definitely not confident reading, and without vowels, I cannot read. I can count to 10, for instance. I can try for you. I'm not looking anywhere. אחת, שתיים, שלוש, ארבע, חמש, שש, שבע, שמונה, תשע, עשר. Hope I did that well. So yeah, I know some stuff about grammar, me being fascinated with grammar. For example, it's fascinating that Hebrew verbs have gender. For instance, even if you're talking in the first person and you're saying what you're doing, you can tell your gender by the verb forms you're using. Also, some nouns have dual forms, which is fascinating. For example, like eyes, hands, and so on. And to go even further, things like 2 hours, 2 times come from the dual forms of the respective nouns. Even 20, for instance, is the dual form of 10. It's not based on, on 2, but of 10, the 2 tens. Anyway, I cannot apply much of this grammar knowledge because I do not have the vocabulary base that I would need. So I am going to take a course from a really interesting website called the Kefar. The course is called Hebrew Reading Made Easy. In fact, there is a short course that's completely free that can help you with reading Hebrew for complete beginners that can be taken beforehand. I decided to try to go without, but if you're a complete beginner, I would recommend you start there. A quick boot camp. All right. This course, Hebrew Reading Made Easy, is meant to help beginners who are familiar with the alphabet pronounce correctly, read along with the vowels. So there is a focus on the vowel signs. It is a pre-prepared course with video materials, PDFs, additional exercises that are downloadable. You can achieve success with working only 10 minutes a day. The first lesson is free, and I'm starting with it, so you can tell if it's the format that works for you. For me, I could tell from the first video that it works perfectly. For example, my learning style is a bit specific. I love grammar, as I've said, so things like extensive speaking are not perfect for me. Of course, it's useful for everyone, but I love hearing more about the theory behind things. For instance, in the very first video, I could hear more about the alphabet system, the reading, even like we learned the names of the vowel signs, and I find that cool. I like this kind of learning. Here comes the first lesson after the introduction. I had a quick look at it before, and I'm going to try to do a bit of the exercises that are ingrained within the video. Separately, there is a PDF file and a recording that are downloadable too. And this lesson is free, like I said. You can access it right now if you want to check it out. From what I saw, it is going to be a little bit challenging to try to do the exercises and read along without pausing, but I thought it would, I don't know, maybe I'll pause. I'll see how it goes. But it doesn't matter, it's really just the beginning, so I'm just seeing what I can do in the beginning of the course, with my goal being to eventually evaluate what I can do at the end of the course compared to what I was able to do it at the beginning of it. Let's go.
Now we're going to start with the first of 3 sets of reading exercises. We'll start at the top row and read from right to left. I'm going to pause for a few seconds at each letter so that you can read it yourself out loud and then confirm that you've read it correctly or see what you missed. So we're starting now with the fe and khataf patach.
Fa,
Fa,
ma,
ma,
sha,
sha,
na,
na,
za,
za,
ha,
ha,
ya,
ya,
sa,
sa,
ga,
ga,
a,
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 ha,
ha. Sometimes it's pronounced, sometimes not. Ta,
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 da,
da,
ha,
pa,
pa, a,
a,
va,
va,
ka.
ka. If you are comfortable with this exercise, let's move on now to exercise 2, where we have both 1 and 2 syllable words.
Okay, I'll try to do the 1 syllable words.
With exercise 2, you'll be reading 1 and 2 syllable words. Note that the number of vowels usually tells you the number of syllables that a word has. If a word has 2 a vowels, then the word will have 2 syllables. If the word only has 1 a vowel, even if there are 2 letters, it will only have 1 syllable. Just like with the first exercise, I'm going to pause for a few seconds at each word so that you can read it aloud first. Starting now from the top right.
Av,
Av,
sas,
sas,
yai,
yai,
an,
an,
gaz,
gaz,
vat,
vat,
lak,
lak,
shab,
shab,
rats,
rats,
nat,
nach,
nach,
tava,
tava, yada,
yada,
pata,
pata,
aba,
aba,
kaha.
kaha. If you are
Okay, started getting a bit hard. I started to not be able to read within the few seconds that are given. Let's try the most complex one. I'm sure this is going to be a bit too hard at this point.
comfortable with this exercise, let's move on now to the third and final one, where you'll be reading actual Hebrew words with the various a vowels. In the final exercise of this lesson, you're going to read 9 Hebrew words, starting as always from the top right and working your way across. As with the first 2 exercises, I'll pause for a few seconds at each word so that you can read it first and then see how you did. After you've read all of the words, we'll review them again with their English translation. Starting now from the top right.
Aba,
Abba,
sapar,
Sapa,
agala,
Agala,
Shabbat,
Shabbat,
halaf,
Chalav,
asara,
Asara,
hazak,
Chazak,
ahat, 1,
Achat,
hazaka.
Chazaka.
Okay, I actually managed with these. Um, in case you're wondering if there is going to be some vocabulary, yes, there is. There will be the translations of these words as well, and you will be able to learn some vocabulary throughout this course. Just, yeah, the focus really is on reading though. And I don't know, I personally am looking forward to covering the next lessons. As you probably noticed, only the vowel a was in its different forms, different markings was discussed in this lesson. So it will be building up in the lessons to come. So maybe this will be it for now. Thank you for joining, and I'll keep you informed about my progress. Bye bye.